Good morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob Acarfrio with today's tropical update for Thursday, September 23rd, 2010. Well, the big talk continues to be Invest 95L in the Central Caribbean. We actually have hurricane hunters on their way out to investigate this system later this morning. I'm probably going to find a tropical depression out there. We'll have to see. If so, it'll be named a tropical depression probably by the 11 a.m. advisory. You see overnight great circulation here. Thunderstorms starting to consolidate around this center. Definitely looking like a tropical depression just on the satellite, but we'll have to get that confirmation by the hurricane hunters. And again, it looks like that magical 75 west line will once again be the key for development here. That rule just always seems to work here in the Caribbean. So here we are today again, convection starting to form around this center here, and it's definitely looking better and better. All night it started getting organized. Looking at the water vapor loop today. So here we go. Here's some of the features. We have this upper low here in the Gulf of Mexico. I told you this would start lifting north, and it has. And then we also have this upper level low here moving across Hispaniola today. It'll be interesting to see what kind of effect this upper low has on this system. It should move kind of like in this direction off to the west-northwest, so it should stay far enough away, but we'll have to see if that has any impact on shear in the next couple days. It could, if it does stay far away, it could actually create a nice outflow channel here. You almost could see it starting to happen already. And this could actually be favorable for increased development with TD or probably Tropical Storm or Hurricane Matthew. So this upper level low might actually aid in development, which they can sometimes. But you almost could see the flow where this is going. If you just follow the clouds, it looks like it's going to be on a west-northwest path. And I'm thinking towards the weekend here, it's going to come in near Honduras or into the Gulf of Honduras. And then that's where things get tricky. Let me tell you, good confidence over the next 72 hours where this is going here in the Western Caribbean. After that, this forecast is very low confidence. You saw how I thought Igor and Danielle were a very high confidence forecast. Well, this one is totally opposite in the extended period. So I'm not going to be one here to hype it saying, oh, Florida, you're going to get blasted, or anywhere on the Gulf Coast is going to get blasted by the system, because right now that wouldn't be the thing to do. The best thing to do is, if you live in the eastern or central Gulf of Mexico, watch this system over the weekend. See what happens over the next 3-4 days. You know, just watch it. I'm not going to scare anybody and hype it that there's going to be destruction coming to Florida or anything, or even anywhere on the Gulf Coast, because the confidence is so low out in the extended period. Anywhere on the Gulf Coast could be affected by the system next week, especially the central and eastern Gulf Coast. And again, this is almost 7 days out before it could affect anybody up there. So just want to put that out right now. I'm not going to be here to hype this system and do something like that. That's just not the right thing to do. So anyway, again, you can see that flow right in here, and this is where it's going to be settling over the weekend, and of course slowing down once it gets in this region. And again, this just confirms it by the steering flow. You can see still have this high pressure here. You can see this trough now just starting to make some inroads in that high pressure, just starting to bump it finally here in the upper plain state here, and this is what we're going to be watching over the weekend. But you can see the flow is really a west-northwest direction. And again, will it come into Honduras and sit there? Will it go into the Gulf of Honduras? That'll have a better chance of strengthening and sit there. Or will it even move farther west into Belize or the Yucatan and sit there and weaken a little bit, then move north? All of those are possibilities. And of course, big flooding possibilities too. If this moves a little farther south and sits over Honduras and Nicaragua for 2, 3, 4 days, boy, devastating flooding could occur, even life-threatening flash flooding. So really don't want to see that happen. But I'm still thinking a track just to the north of Honduras, probably somewhere in the Gulf of Honduras, and then possibly move a little farther west into Belize or the Yucatan. But it's going to slow down. So this whole area right in here is where this slowdown is going to occur, and this storm could sit there for 2, 3, 4 days till it decides where it wants to go. Again, looking at the bigger picture here across the United States, this is that first little piece of upper shortwave energy that's moving up and over the ridge. The ridge is parked right in here. This will not be the one that's going to affect the southern states, that upper level low that's going to be developing here, this trough. This is the first piece of energy. There's actually going to be another piece of energy that's going to dive down, and I'll show you that on the models here through the weekend. So this isn't the piece that's going to, this one's going to ride up and over the ridge. What's happening is we're having a trough starting to dig out here along in the Gulf of Alaska. That's going to pump this ridge up in the west and over the Rockies, and then that's going to force this trough down south over the eastern United States. So it's going to be a trough, ridge, trough pattern that we're going to start to have develop early next week. So here we are with the shear right now, and great upper level shear for this system. This system should have no easy way to continue to develop over the next couple days, and there are possibilities that it could become a hurricane here in the western Caribbean. Again, it'll depend on land interaction. A little farther south, it'll move into Central America quicker. If it gets into the Gulf of Honduras, then watch out. We could be looking at a Category 1, 2, or even a 3 hurricane in here. Again, intensity forecasting, as you know, is always a little difficult, but if it could stay away from land, it could really strengthen quickly. So land interaction will really depend on that. And you can see here's that upper level low here, but again, that could create good ventilation for this system if it stays far enough away. And just want to show you, before I get into the models, this is just the HPC day 7 possibility here by Wednesday. I just want to show you how far off this system is from even getting into the Gulf. This is almost 7 days out, and you can see it's still sitting here. This is just what they predict could happen. Not saying this is exactly what it's going to look like, but I just want to show you stalled front, and then here is our system right here. Okay, let's go through models now. This is the spaghetti model chart first. Just want to show you this. You see everybody's pretty much clustered here, right? Either along the Honduras coast or in the Gulf of Honduras. So this is where this is going to come in. So like I said, the next 2 to 3 days, pretty high confidence that it's coming in here. After long range, then very low confidence. And you can see some of the longer range spaghetti models up in here taking this north, but you see how far the spread is in here. And again, I like to look at the ensemble members. You know, this white track is what actually the GFS is doing, the main model. But then we have a lot of these ensemble models that are running. You can see the big spread here in the GFS right now. We have some sitting into the Yucatan. We have some going into Florida, some coming up here. So the spread is pretty big here, and that's why how low the confidence this forecast is. And again, this is Canadian ensembles. Here's where the main model's taking it. But then look at the spread. We have still some over the Yucatan, some towards Florida, some towards Cuba. Pretty big spread in there as well. So, and this is why how in the extended period it's pretty low confidence. Let's go through some of our storm-specific models. This is the GFDL 6Z. And again, GFDL has been kind of in this spot here. Again, a lot more land interaction with the 6Z. 0Z had this a major hurricane as it kind of sat off in the western Caribbean here, sat off the Yucatan Peninsula. So, that's the difference here if it's going to strengthen or not. But you can see basically just sitting here, spinning here for a few days. This could be devastating again for rainfall in this area. And then we'll see what happens with it after that. Does it start hooking up north? Where does it go after that? HWRF model kind of shows you a little bit what I was talking about last night, how it could sit over the Yucatan and then go farther north. And, again, if I had to make a call right now on this system, I'm still looking at it just almost doing what this HWRF model's doing, or, maybe a little farther south. But again, kind of sitting over this Belize, Yucatan area, and then slowly moving up north. It's not going to be, this isn't a Wilma situation where this is going to, now strength-wise, who knows? That's up in the air right now. But as far as path-wise, we don't have this strong cold front really barreling through. So it's not going to be Wilma where it sits here and then it gets thrown off to the northeast into South Florida. Just do not see that happening right now. I see really a sitting over, Belize, Yucatan area, somewhere in there, and then slowly lifting up to the north. And then after that, once it gets to the Gulf, all bets are off. Where could it go? Central Gulf, Eastern Gulf, Florida. That's where the factors come in for the uncertainty right now. Now we're going to look at the GFS here and the Euro here. This is the 500 millibar here, and I just want to show you what's happening here real quickly. I'm going to try to move this along. You see that short wave that I was talking about moving up to the northeast, and you see Gulf of Alaska here, and then here's that diving down of this closed low right in here. And this is where the complications in this forecast come in with this closed low. Just a few of the model differences really quickly. The no gaps and the GFS, and I'll show you the no gaps here real quickly. Or did I have it pulled up? No, I didn't have the no gaps pulled up, sorry. The GFS and the no gaps pretty much have the same scenario where it kind of sits this upper level low in the Louisiana, Mississippi area. Doesn't really push it off quickly off to the east, so kind of sits it in here. This would kind of cause a block for this system where it wouldn't come up to the central Gulf, and where it could, you know, maybe merge with another system and then move up towards Florida. Really complicated low-level pattern there. So this would kind of put a block on that system from moving straight north into the central Gulf Coast. Whereas the Euro and Canadian, they're kind of farther east on this upper low. They don't really sit it down here. They kind of push it a little farther east. And again, what would happen to our system? It'll come north, and then will it merge with another system kind of popping out from this upper level low? I mean, the good news is if this upper level low sits in this area, it could actually bring a lot of shear to this system as it moves north. So that actually might not be such a bad scenario in the end. We'll really have to see what happens there. But that's really the complications with this forecast, is that upper low. And then we have the UK Met model. This is valid for Monday night, and you can see it takes this farther west, really kicks out this upper level low quickly. So again, doesn't sit it there like the GFS had, or even the Euro and Canadian, which have that upper level low but kind of have it farther east. So you can see the model spread in all the extended range here. You know, we have UK Met farther west, Euro and Canadian kind of in the middle, GFS no gaps, even stronger with that upper level low. So endless amount of possibilities here once this system gets into the Gulf. And again, my thinking is, I will say it again, that this system kind of slows down again over the weekend and through early next week, and could have it sitting over Belize, Yucatan area, then a slow move up to the north, and then after that point it could be central eastern Gulf Coast Florida, where, and again, this is about seven days out if it would impact anybody up in here. And again, the intensity models, you can see LGIM really going crazy with this system, category 4, and this is that light blue line. So again, without land interaction, if it sits off into the Western Caribbean, there could be a pretty big system. Again, intensity is all going to matter how much land this system actually encounters. And again, just looking at the bigger picture, just want to show you what else is out there. Look, Julia's trying to come back. Check this out. Here she is. Trying to make a comeback. Amazing, huh? And Igor didn't kill her. And then we have Lisa still out here. Tropical depression Lisa now. Again, this isn't going to affect any land. It's going to sit out here, and again, eventually it's going to get picked up and tossed out to sea. Models do have another system after Matthew moves out. We might have another system trying to develop in the Caribbean later next week. So again, we'll watch that area as well. That's it for my update today. Stay tuned to liveweatherblogs.com for your latest weather information. I will have another update for you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day.